So I wasn't going to film a video this week because I've been going through some mental health stuff and it's caused me the most intense creative block that I've ever had. I basically sat down and I was about to write a script for a YouTube video and my brain just went blank because every idea I came up with, all I could think about was, are people going to like this? Is it going to perform well? Nobody else has had videos perform well on this topic, so why would mine? I had a mental breakdown and I was crying for hours, and then something clicked in my head. I was like, no, this is the YouTube video idea. What I'm experiencing right now is the YouTube video idea because I know for a fact that there's loads of people out there that have experienced this, and a lot of people have felt this way too. I've just been feeling so lost and so hopeless in life recently. I feel like I have no idea where my life is heading. I have no idea what the future holds. And to be honest, I feel really scared. I feel really scared because I'm 21 and I have no degree. It feels like I have no real skills. The older I get, the more confused I feel about what the future holds. And I've been feeling like this for as long as I can remember, basically since I was a child. It just keeps getting worse each year. I've never been someone that knows what they want in life, 100%. Like in school, I always had average grades and I didn't enjoy anything. I did prefer the creative stuff, but it was drilled into my head since I was a child that having a creative career is not going to get me anywhere. I personally decided to disagree with that. I decided that actually I'm going to chase a creative path even if the world thinks that's not the right decision. To be honest, even with creative stuff, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't really have any real hobbies. I didn't have any real interests. And I think a big part of why I was so confused about what I wanted in life was the fact that I was going through so much mental stuff. I really struggled with my mental health from a young age. I often allowed my emotions to dictate my decisions. So instead of having hobbies, I would have really low lows. And instead of doing things that would potentially fulfill me, I tried to fill the void that I had with relationships, with friendships, with parties, with substances. And that took years out of my life because instead of focusing on me, I was focusing on filling my void. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking care of my future. I ended up basically just having no skills. I did not develop any skills because I was battling all this chaos in my head for so many years. And it was so bad that even in college, I basically stayed there for only a few months and then I dropped out because I was dealing with so much. I was having panic attacks in the morning and I kept being late. And eventually the teachers were just like, look, your grades aren't the best. We just think maybe you need a break. And so I ended up with no degree, no hobbies, nothing, but still something in the back of my head telling me I want to achieve something big in life. I just felt like I didn't want to choose a conventional path. And so I decided, okay, I'll start social media. So I started posting on Instagram. This was on Reels became a thing, really. So I started posting quotes about mental health stuff because I was dealing with that stuff. And I thought, maybe people will relate to some of it. That did end up being the case. A lot of people did relate to it. But the growth has been so slow. And I think the hard thing about this whole social media thing is that it takes so much work. It's not a guaranteed success thing. I basically ended up betraying every other part of my life, it seems. I basically started going all in on this social media thing because I was like, I need this to work. I've not achieved anything else in life. I've had no degree. I've not succeeded in anything. So this has to work. It just has to. And I became so stubborn about it. I basically stopped doing anything else in my spare time. This is like the only thing I do now, right? And yet, it feels like I've gotten nowhere with it. It feels like I am stuck in a numbers game because all of my success depends on numbers. And so I get into these moods like I have been recently where I'm just like, do I even enjoy creating content anymore when all I can think about is, will this perform well? And will people care? This fear has drained me of so much happiness, so much energy. It's stripped the life out of me. Like, all I want to do now is work. All I can think about now is the content. I can't think of anything else. When I try to rest, I feel guilty. And when I try to have fun, I'm like, I shouldn't be having fun right now. I don't deserve to be having fun because I haven't achieved enough yet. I keep telling myself that I'm not allowed to rest until I've achieved something. And that is obviously terrible and exhausting because then I don't have enough energy to actually do this effectively. So I've put so much dedication into this, so much time, so much energy, and now I'm just like, I've put so many years into this. What other skills do I have? Do I have any other skills? If this all fails, what do I do from here? That's what terrifies me so much. It's just like, if this doesn't work, do I even have a plan B? Because I feel like I haven't given myself a plan B. The fear of failure is a devil because we are supposed to have fun with the things we love. It's really sad because when we're younger, our interests are something that brings us so much joy and we do it to relax from the stresses of life. But then we become adults, and if we choose to have a career in what once was our hobby, this is what it turns into. It's no longer fun. All this to say, a big takeaway of how I'm feeling, and for anyone that might be feeling this way too, like feeling like your dreams aren't going anywhere yet and like it's all gonna fail and crash down. A big part of it is we put so much pressure on ourselves. And yes, maybe it has to work out for it to become a career. I can't sit here and lie about that, but maybe we're being a bit hard on ourselves. Like, all good things take time at the end of the day. I think it's good to write your thoughts down or speak them out loud just to, like, maybe realize that it's not as serious as it seems. Like, worst case scenario isn't you're gonna die and the world crashes down. Worst case scenario is that maybe you end up in a job you don't like as much. So I'd like to say that maybe the takeaway of this video is that we're too hard on ourselves and we need to start celebrating the small wins, because this battle can really harm us mentally. Overthinking like this is not healthy. And I would like to continue speaking my thoughts out loud just so I can like process this and realize that it's not as bad as it seems. I think this is like one of the best coping mechanisms. I'm really sorry about this week's video being such a vent, but who knows? Maybe one of you will relate to this, and if you do, then I'm really happy. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and that you're compassionate with yourself.